7 years ago, I was sitting in my car at 3 in the morning, staring at my phone screen showing an empty bank account, wondering how I'd tell my family we couldn't afford groceries again. The silence was deafening, the shame was crushing. And in that moment of complete desperation, I whispered into the darkness, "There has to be another way." That whisper changed everything, because what I discovered that night wasn't just a technique, it was the key to unlocking a reality where abundance flows as naturally as breathing. What I'm about to share with you will sound impossible at first, but by the time we finish this journey together, you'll understand why Dr. Joe Dispenza calls this the most profound secret of human consciousness. Your outer world isn't separate from you. It's literally a holographic projection of your inner world. And when you learn to shift the projection from the inside, the external screen has no choice but to change. Right now, close your eyes and take a slow, deep breath with me. 4 counts in through your nose, hold for 4, release for 6 counts through your mouth. Feel your nervous system beginning to shift from the chaos of everyday thinking into something deeper, calmer, more receptive. In this state, your brain naturally moves from high-frequency beta waves into the alpha waves of creativity and possibility. Now, still with your eyes closed, imagine you're holding a lottery ticket in your hands. Feel the paper between your fingers, hear the slight crinkle as you adjust your grip. Here's what quantum physics reveals that will transform everything you believe about reality. In the infinite field of possibilities that Dr. Dispenza calls the quantum field, there exists a dimension where that exact ticket contains the winning numbers. Not metaphorically, literally. That reality exists right now, vibrating at a specific frequency. Think of your consciousness like a radio dial. Right now you might be tuned to the station of financial struggle, the frequency where lack, worry, and limitation broadcast their repetitive songs. But what if you could learn to slowly turn that dial until you lock onto the frequency where your abundant self already exists? The music is always playing on that station. The question is, are you tuned in? Your current financial situation isn't punishment from the universe or evidence of your unworthiness. It's simply feedback, showing you which frequency your consciousness has been unconsciously broadcasting. Dr. Dispenza's research reveals that 95% of your daily thoughts come from your subconscious mind. That vast underground library containing every experience, belief, and emotion you've ever absorbed about money. Imagine your subconscious like an enormous basement filled with filing cabinets. In one section, there are files labeled, "Money is scarce," "I'm not worthy of wealth," and "Good people struggle financially." These files were installed when you were young, watching your parents stress about bills, hearing phrases like, "Money doesn't grow on trees," absorbing the collective consciousness of lack that surrounds most of humanity. But here's where everything changes. Your brain possesses something miraculous called neuroplasticity, the ability to rewire itself at any age. What was unconsciously programmed can be consciously reprogrammed. You can literally create new neural pathways that automatically generate thoughts of abundance instead of scarcity. Picture your brain as a garden that's been growing weeds of financial limitation for years. The weeds are thick, deeply rooted, dominating the landscape of your thoughts. But starting today, you can begin planting new seeds, seeds of prosperity consciousness that will eventually overtake the old growth and transform your entire mental landscape. Let's plant your first seed right now. Keep your eyes closed and place one hand on your heart, one on your belly. Feel your heartbeat, that rhythmic reminder that life force flows through you. Now, instead of thinking about money you want to have, I want you to feel profound gratitude for abundance that's already flowing to you, even if you can't see it yet. This isn't about pretending or positive thinking. Dr. Dispenza's research shows that when you sustain elevated emotions like gratitude for 3 to 5 minutes, your heart begins generating a coherent electromagnetic field that extends several feet beyond your body. You literally start broadcasting a new frequency into the quantum field, attracting experiences that match your energetic signature. Feel that gratitude expanding in your chest now. Not forced or fake, but genuine appreciation for the intelligence of the universe that's orchestrating your abundance right now in ways you can't yet perceive. Your nervous system is responding to this elevated emotion as if the abundance has already arrived. conditioning your body to expect prosperity rather than struggle. This is what Dr. Dispenza calls becoming your future self before your future happens. Mindfulness, you're literally teaching your body what it will feel like to live in financial freedom, installing the neural networks of abundance while you're still in your current circumstances. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. When you feel wealthy with enough emotional intensity, your nervous system begins preparing for that reality. But here's the secret most people miss. Emotion is the energy that moves your thoughts from the invisible realm of possibility into the visible world of form. You can visualize wealth all day long, but without the magnetic pull of elevated emotion, those thoughts remain powerless fantasies floating in your head. Open your eyes slowly and look around the room where you're sitting. This is your current reality, what you can see, touch, and measure. But simultaneously, there's another reality existing in the quantum field, the reality where you're already wealthy, already free, already living the life of your dreams. Dr. Dispenza calls this living in two worlds, and mastering this paradox is the key to manifestation. The space between these two realities feels uncomfortable because your body is addicted to the emotions of your past. It's chemically dependent on familiar feelings, even when those feelings are stress, worry, or lack. When you try to feel abundant, your body often rebels like a child having a tantrum, flooding you with stress hormones to pull you back to familiar emotional territory. Think of your body like a faithful horse that's been trained to walk the same path to the village of limitation every day. When you try to guide it toward the village of abundance, it resists because the new path feels uncertain and dangerous. But with patient, consistent training, you can teach your horse to trust the new direction and eventually make the journey to abundance as automatic as the old journey to lack. This requires what Dr. Dispenza calls becoming comfortable in the unknown. That liminal space where transformation happens. It's like being a caterpillar entering the cocoon, dissolving everything familiar to become something entirely new. There's a period where you're neither caterpillar nor butterfly, but something unknown, and this is where miracles are born. Close your eyes again, and let's journey deeper into this transformative space. Take 3 more deep breaths, allowing each exhale to release another layer of tension, another level of resistance. Feel yourself settling into what Dr. Dispenza calls the generous present moment, that eternal now where you're no longer defined by your past or worried about your future, but fully available to infinite possibility. In this expanded awareness, I want you to feel the space around your body. Sense the energy field that extends beyond your physical form. Dr. Dispenza calls this getting beyond the body, and it's in this spacious awareness that you can literally download new realities from the quantum field. You're not trying to get something from outside yourself. You're accessing potentials that already exist within the field of consciousness that you are. Now, from this elevated state, begin to mentally rehearse your wealthy self. But don't just visualize having money, embody being the person who naturally attracts abundance. Feel yourself waking up tomorrow morning and checking your bank account with the calm confidence of someone who expects to see prosperity reflected there. Experience the quiet joy of someone who knows they have more than enough to share with others. See yourself calling a family member with incredible news, not frantically or desperately, but with the grounded excitement of someone whose good fortune feels natural and expected. Feel your feet on the ground as you walk into a charity office to make a significant donation, your heart full of gratitude for being able to contribute to causes you care about. Make these inner experiences so vivid that your body responds with genuine emotions. Let gratitude wash through your cells. Allow joy to bubble up from your belly. Feel love expanding in your chest, not just love for what you're receiving, but love for the intelligent universe that delights in your prosperity. Dr. Dispenza's brain scans show that when you rehearse future experiences with this level of emotional intensity, your brain literally begins firing and wiring as if those experiences are happening now. You're installing the neural networks of wealth consciousness, creating automatic thought patterns that will seek abundance rather than scarcity in your external world. But the real magic happens when you can maintain this elevated state outside of meditation. When you can embody abundance while paying bills, feel wealthy while working a job you want to leave, experience gratitude while surrounded by apparent lack, this is mastery, the ability to be greater than your environment, greater than your body, greater than the circumstances that used to define your emotional state. Let's practice this together. Open your eyes and look at your current surroundings again, but this time see them through the eyes of your future self. If you were already wealthy, how would you move through this space? How would you hold your body? What would your inner dialogue sound like? What decisions would you make from abundance rather than scarcity? This isn't pretending or denying your current reality. It's choosing which reality you're going to energize with your attention and emotion. Dr. Dispenza teaches that where you place your attention is where you place your energy, and where you place your energy is what you experience. You have the power to choose your focus, and your focus literally creates your future. Throughout the coming days, I want you to catch yourself whenever you slip back into old patterns of thinking about money. When you notice worry, stress, or thoughts of lack arising, gently redirect your attention to how your abundant self would think and feel in that same situation. Each time you make this choice, you're literally rewiring your brain and conditioning your body to a new destiny. Picture this process like learning a new language. At first, you have to consciously think about every word, every sentence structure. But with practice, the new language becomes automatic, natural, effortless. Eventually, you're not trying to think abundant thoughts. Abundant thinking becomes your native language. This is why Dr. Dispenza emphasizes that transformation requires moving beyond your personality, your familiar thoughts, behaviors, and emotions, and connecting with your authentic self, the unlimited consciousness that exists beyond your conditioned mind. Your personality created your current financial reality. To create a new reality, you must transcend the personality and access the field of infinite possibilities. The most powerful time for this practice is in the early morning hours, when your brain is naturally in alpha and theta states, the same frequencies you experience in deep meditation. Your subconscious mind is most receptive to new programming during these liminal moments between sleep and full awakening. Tomorrow morning, before you check your phone or engage with the external world, spend at least 20 minutes in this elevated state. Begin by focusing on your breath until your analytical mind quiets, then shift into the feeling of profound gratitude for wealth that's flowing to you. Make this so real in your inner world that your body believes it's already happening. As you continue this practice, something extraordinary begins occurring. Synchronicities multiply. Opportunities appear from unexpected directions. People show up with exactly what you need. Money flows from sources you never anticipated. Dr. Dispenza calls this the bridge of incidents, a chain of seemingly random events that are actually your elevated consciousness, orchestrating perfect circumstances to deliver your new reality. These synchronistic breadcrumbs might appear as intuitive nudges to buy a ticket at a certain store, dreams with specific numbers, unexpected conversations that lead to opportunities, or sudden inspirations to take actions that don't make logical sense, but feel energetically aligned. The key is learning to recognize and follow these promptings without trying to figure out how they'll lead to your desired outcome. Your analytical mind can't compute the infinite variables the quantum field is organizing on your behalf. Think of it like trying to understand how a seed becomes a tree. You don't need to comprehend the molecular processes of photosynthesis to trust that if you plant the seed and provide the right conditions, nature's intelligence will handle the rest. The conditions for manifesting abundance are elevated thoughts sustained by elevated emotions, repeated consistently until they become your new normal. But this requires what Dr. Dispenza calls crossing the river of change, leaving the familiar shore of your old self and trusting that you'll reach the new shore of your future self, even though you can't see the bridge. Close your eyes one more time and feel yourself standing at the edge of this river. Behind you is everything familiar: your old thoughts about money, your habitual emotions of struggle, your comfortable patterns of limitation. Ahead of you, barely visible through the mist, is the shore where your abundant self already lives, waiting for you to complete the crossing. The river represents the unknown, that space between who you've been and who you're becoming. Most people turn back at this point because the unknown feels unsafe. But you're not most people. You're someone who's willing to dissolve into the mystery of transformation, trusting that consciousness itself will carry you to your new life. Take that first step into the river now. Feel the cool water around your ankles as you commit to leaving the old shore behind. With each step forward, you're releasing another layer of your past identity, another limitation that kept you small. The water rises to your knees, your waist, your chest, and instead of drowning, you discover you can breathe underwater. You can see clearly in this liquid medium of pure possibility. As you reach the midpoint of the river, you realize you're no longer the person who started this crossing. The old you, with all its financial fears and limitations, has dissolved into the flowing waters of consciousness. What emerges on the far shore is your authentic self, the being who naturally expects abundance, who moves through the world with quiet confidence, who knows beyond doubt that prosperity is your birthright. Step onto the new shore now and feel the solid ground beneath your feet. Look back across the river and wave goodbye to your old financial story. It served its purpose, taught you what you needed to learn, brought you to this moment of choosing consciously who you're going to be. But that chapter is closing, and a new chapter is beginning. Open your eyes and return to this room, but bring your new self with you. You're not the same person who started listening to these words. Something fundamental has shifted in your consciousness, and that shift will continue rippling out into your external world in ways that will surprise and delight you. Dr. Dispenza's research shows that when you change your energy, you change your life. Not eventually, but immediately. The quantum field responds instantly to shifts in consciousness. The manifestations might take time to appear in physical form, but the energetic change happens in real time, setting in motion a cascade of events that will deliver your abundance through whatever pathway consciousness finds most elegant and joyful. Remember that you are not separate from the intelligence that creates galaxies, that orchestrates the migration of butterflies, that knows exactly how to turn a seed into a forest. That same intelligence is flowing through you right now, organizing circumstances for your highest good, aligning people and opportunities to support your prosperity. Your job isn't to figure out how abundance will come. Your job is to maintain the feeling of it already being here. Your job isn't to force manifestation. Your job is to embody the person who naturally receives abundance. Your job isn't to convince the universe you're worthy. Your job is to remember that you are consciousness itself, temporarily experiencing itself through human form. The lottery ticket, if you choose to buy one, becomes a symbol of your expanded capacity to receive, a physical representation of your willingness to play in the realm of infinite possibilities. But abundance may come through countless other avenues: unexpected checks, new opportunities, gifts from others, or sudden insights that lead to prosperity you never imagined. Trust the process, trust your practice, trust the intelligence of the universe to deliver your good in perfect timing through perfect means. You've planted the seeds in the quantum field through your elevated consciousness. Now tend those seeds with daily practice, water them with gratitude, and give them sunlight through your unwavering faith. Your abundant future isn't something you're hoping for. It's something you've already chosen, already embodied, already become. The external world is simply catching up to the truth you've installed in your nervous system. Welcome home to the prosperity that has always been yours. Welcome to the life that's been waiting for you to claim it.